Hey, it's Susie here with a little soul care. So over, I don't know, almost 15 or 20 years ago, I decided that I wanted to have the whole church over for dinner. Now, this is kind of funny because early in my ministry life, I had proved to be a colossal failure where hospitality was concerned. But what happened is I read something in the Bible in Acts 2 about the early church. And it was so intriguing to me that I decided that I needed to figure out a way to invite the whole church over. And I ended up inviting a lot of the people over to my home, a table at a time. And what happened when they came over to my table and sat and had a good meal and we dove into deep conversation is that I realized that it was really good soul care. It was good soul care for me, and it was good soul care for them. So I want to just talk to you today about how important gathering at the table is for your soul, and how, when approached in an honest, simple way, it can actually be really good care for your soul. I want to read the verse that really changed my life real quick, and it's in Acts, and it's Acts 2:46. And this is right after the church was really born in the New Testament. So here's what it says in Acts 2:46. Every day they continued to meet as a group in the temple, and they had meals together in their homes, eating the food with glad and humble hearts, praising God and enjoying the goodwill of all the people. And every day the Lord added to their group those who were being saved. I just love that. And I love especially the part about gathering with glad and humble hearts. If you look at what that really means in the original language, it's that glad and simple heart means without a stone. So thinking of this, they came into each other's homes and they met together with no agenda, with no offense, and they were able to share a meal with gratitude with one another. And that's really what this verse means to me, is the ability to meet at the table. And what a joy that will be, right? Don't you miss gathering at the table with the people you love? I know I certainly do. But meeting together and, meeting together and just enjoying a meal together and encouraging one another spiritually. This is something that I've been doing for a long time, and I want to talk to you about real briefly the three things that happen when you meet at the table. When you meet at the table, you enjoy another person's presence, and that is really important. I think these last months have made us realize how important it is for our souls to actually meet with other people, to be present in real life without a mask with other people. It's good soul care. The other thing that happened is they were able to connect over something that was really important in their life, and that was Jesus. And the table is one of the places I love connecting over the context and the conversation of God. I love asking people what their God story is. It's one of my favorite questions. I love asking people, what's the last big thing you felt like God has wanted you to do? Or what have you learned in your life about you and God? And those kinds of questions create connections. I doubt very much that the early church was meeting and talking politics at the table. And there's nothing that can kill a meal faster than talking politics. Am I right? So they had presence, they had connection, and then this is the final thing, they were nourished. They were nourished in their bodies, they were sharing a meal, but they were also nourished in their souls and their spirits. And to me, that is like the best soul care of all. When you can sit at a table and look someone in the eye and have an honest conversation with them, and not come with an agenda, but come with curiosity and empathy and a desire for connection, whether that's someone in your family or it's a neighbor that you've invited to your table. And I know that we're entering a season where we're used to all gathering together without any rules, without any fears, and it's going to be a very different holiday season. But I want to encourage you to find creative ways to be with the people that you love, and to find creative ways to be with your neighbors and your friends. And that might be having a picnic in the backyard so you can socially distance if you need to. I know that I'm looking at different ways to connect with my parents who we've been, practicing that safe distance with because they're older, and we want to make sure that we are careful and thoughtful about our connection with them. So we are practicing that kind of distance. And I miss hugging my parents, something awful. And I know that you are out there and you're missing connecting that deep way. But I want to encourage you that those conversations can be that kind of connection that you're missing most of all, when you're able to come with a glad and simple heart at the table. It's good soul care when we meet together like the early church did, and we come with glad and sincere hearts, and we are present with each other, and we connect with each other, and we receive nourishment from the food and the connection and from God above. So I pray very much that you'll find creative ways to connect with your people, and I pray that you will realize that this is a practice that we've been missing, and it's a practice of good soul care. So it's something we need to find ways to creatively meet with one another and connect.